COVID is far from being over, however. Now, when COVID first started, I did say that I felt it would be a 2 to 3 year event. I still feel that. I still feel like we've got a long way to go. In terms of the vaccine rollout, I feel like, and this is just based on the US, I feel like it's going to be a 1 year thing. I don't feel it's going to be a 2-month thing or a 3-month thing. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully it's much faster than that, but I am feeling it could take up to a full year to do the vaccine rollout. In terms of situations at the moment, short-term COVID plans and predictions, I have looked into New York City and LA. I do feel that we have a very tough February and March coming up. I do feel that cases will continue to climb through February and March in New York City and LA, and I do see the emergence of a third hotspot in the middle of those two. So somewhere sort of a bit more south, it could be somewhere like Texas, but it's somewhere in the middle of those two. I see coming up as another hotspot. I do feel that in terms of numbers, California is what I mean. California may go as high as 3.5 million cases. I believe at the moment they're about 2.5 million, but I was picking up sort of somewhere between 3.2, 3.4, so we'll say around 3.5 million, but I do feel that it will get under control eventually in the coming months. In New York, I feel like in New York City or sort of the New York area, that we still have a little bit of a way to go. I do see cases climbing into the end of January, beginning of February. I do feel there's a strong possibility for more restrictions coming in, even though I know they're working really, really hard not to have that happen. But I do feel there'll be more restrictions coming sort of, if they do, it would be late January into February. So watch out for that. Now, if you are someone that's interested in getting the vaccine, then I would say get it sooner rather than later, because I just don't feel this is going to go away anytime soon. I do see reports of cases coming up at the end of 2021 as we go into winter next year. There's still talk, there's still a buzz around new COVID cases. And I'm not sure why that would be, whether it's sort of a mutation or something going on with the vaccine or people not getting the vaccine. But what I want to tell you is that the media are going to hype it up a lot more than it's actually going to be. So they're going to try and make it feel like, you know, it's this massive third wave or fourth wave or whatever it is by then. But it's not actually going to be that bad. It's not going to be as bad as it will this winter. So I feel like this, if we just get through this winter in the Northern Hemisphere, that should be the worst of this pandemic behind us. But I do expect it to sort of fizzle out quite slowly from there, as opposed to a hard stop and then back to normal. So on that note, what I do feel is around the end of the summertime, I see this image of a bunch of people crowded together celebrating. Whether that's connected to sort of like the easing of restrictions or the end of COVID, I'm not sure. But there's this event where everyone's sort of getting together and celebrating outdoors. And I feel like I want to say it's a really good, fun time, but just don't get too relaxed just yet. It almost feels like it's a premature celebration. Look, I mean, I don't want to make things up. I'm just telling you what I'm picking up. So I'd love it to be more positive than this, but I'd rather just give you everything that I'm getting. Okay, a lot of people have asked about travel resuming. So I do feel that it's going to start to resume around October in 2021, but it will be restricted. Resume in the sense that it's going to be more travel than there is now in terms of international travel. So they may start to open the international borders to the US and other countries, but there is a feeling that up until October, most of it will sort of stay quite similar to where it is. I do feel we'll be wearing masks in the US through 2021. I don't see that going away, but 2022 is when I really feel that sort of breath of fresh air, excuse the pun, where, you know, there's just, you can travel anywhere you want. The travel industry, I do feel, will be more regulated and it will be different. The main thing I just want to tell you guys is that yes, COVID will come to an end. No, it won't be right away, but I don't feel this is the only pandemic we're going to see. I feel like within 5 to 10 years there will be more, possibly even 2 or 3 more. So keep your PPE, hold on to it, stay vigilant. You know, you will find ways to have a new normal within the world that you're in. You're not going to feel depressed every day. I promise you, your life will get better. But just know that this could happen again. And I feel like it's more likely that it is going to happen than that it won't happen.